The very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start cooking. Well, I'm going to cut up and clean up these apples, and I'm going to start cooking them down. So I'll give you some shots of that and show you the process of making up some applesauce. Okay. And yeah, I'm just going through. I'm going to take off any of the dark spots, and I'm just going to cut them up into some smaller pieces so that it's quicker for them to cook. So I'm just going to put it on the highest setting that I can, and I'm going to let the water boil in the bottom of the pot. And it's going to start cooking down the apples. Now once it boils, I am going to turn it down to like a medium low, because I don't want to scorch anything, I don't want to burn anything. But this is a pretty heavy bottom saucepan, so I'm not too concerned about it burning. And I'm just going to start cooking this down. So this came up to a boil. I turned it down to a medium low temperature, and I am covering it with a lid. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what was left after I did that. This, I can probably get a little bit more stuff out of it, but you can see all the bits that are in there. I think you can see it. Well, that now won't be in our applesauce. And the applesauce, I'm not finished, but the applesauce is nice and clear now, and it'll be really smooth. So it's worth this extra step. Well, I think it's worth this extra step. Very nice. It's up to a little bit of a boil. It's really thick, so it's not really going to boil. It's hot. It's nice and hot. And I've had some jars over here, sterilized them, boiled them for 10 minutes, and they are done. And everything is ready. Okay, so I've got my little canning station set up here. I've got my lids. I've got my jar lifter. I've got my jars, I've got my ladle, I've got my funnel, and I've got some rings. I also have a piece of paper towel that I will wipe my rims with. And I'm going to move this off the burner. We're just going to fill these jars. Now with applesauce, you fill them right up, right close to the top, within 1/4 of an inch of the top, which is pretty close to the top, and I don't have anything to measure with, so I'm just gonna have to eyeball it. That's what the first jar looks like. I'm gonna fill all the jars just like that. Try not to make too much of a mess. These guys, they shouldn't have bubbles. Just going to take some hot water there, which is very, very hot, and clean up my rim. Important step, make sure you clean off your rims, you guys. Don't skip this step. When your jars don't seal, you'll wonder why. That's why, because you haven't cleaned your rims off, or you haven't cleaned them off well enough. And I could see that I had applesauce all over those, so I'm really giving these a good clean. Another way you can tell is when you're wiping, if you look and you can see stuff on your cloth, well, obviously there's stuff on the rim. Okay, we'll grab 4 lids. Put a lid on each of your jars. Put a ring on each of your jars. Tighten it down to finger tight. Be careful because your jars are probably extremely hot and burning your fingers. And we'll take these guys over and put them into the canner. This is hot water bath canning. Apples only need to be hot water bath canned, not pressure canned. I'm using a ruler. There we go. Always make sure that you have enough water or your jars might not seal properly. So I'm going to cover that and wait for it to boil. Once it boils, I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes.